Hello students, welcome back to the session. In the last class we were talking about the basic structure of HTML. Now let us see how you are going to create the web pages using HTML. What exactly are you supposed to do? And this HTML can be edited using, that is your HTML editors. HTML can be edited using professional HTML editors. That is we have Adobe Dreamweaver and Microsoft Expression Web and we have Coffee Cup HTML editor, but these are your advanced versions. For learning purpose we use the editor, that is the Notepad. Okay, now how are you going to create your web page with Notepad? First step is you have to open Notepad. How do you open Notepad? You have to click on Start and then All Programs and then Accessories and then you have Notepad. Okay, so once you have that, the next step is editing HTML codes, that is start typing the codes. Okay, and then once you finish the typing, then you save the HTML page. Now one thing that you have to keep in mind while saving is the extension. Okay, now when you are typing in your document, that is your Word, it is known as a document, right? So the extension will be automatically given in all. So for the Word, the extension is doc, that is .doc. If you have observed, when you are typing and then you are saving your files, you click on save as and then you give it asks for the file name, right? File name, then you give the name here. So whatever name you are giving here, this Word document will automatically add an extension as .doc. In the same way, in your spreadsheet, that is your Excel, automatically it gives the extension as .xls. You give the name, file name here and .xls, file name and .doc. In the same way, for your PowerPoint, you have as it gives the extension by itself as PPT. In the same way, for Notepad, it automatically gives the extension as TXT, that is text file. But what you have created is a web page. It is not a text file. It's for web purpose. So you have to give the extension here. Okay, so specify the extension in Notepad. That is, you give the file name and then type .html, or you can give it as .htm. This part is most important. This identifies it as a web page so that you can view it in the browser. If you are not using this HTML or HTM, it automatically takes the extension as txt and you cannot view it on the HTML page. Okay, so that is your method of saving. And the next step is view this page, view the HTML page using a browser, Internet Explorer or Chrome, whatever it is you use. Okay, so now this is the way you're going to work in Notepad, the beginning for learning stages. Now what are the different HTML tags that we are using commonly? Okay, different HTML tags. We use the heading tag. Okay, we use the heading tags. That is, we give it starting as H1. We can give the heading tags up to H6. So what happens in this is the heading or can go heading, and then the size decreases, heading, and again the size decreases, heading, and then again the size decreases further, and then again further. And then further. Okay, this is the first heading, the second way, the third way, the fourth, fifth, and sixth. It goes on decreasing. Okay, this is your levels of heading or the heading tags that we can use. And next comes your paragraph tag. Paragraph tag means it is used to define. You already know what you mean by paragraph, right? If you want your text contents to be displayed in the format of paragraph, we use this P tag. So give it as a P, give the contents, and then close your P. That means you start the paragraph, you are ending the paragraph. Okay, and then you have the link tag. So link tags means we are using, that is your anchor tags, A. Okay, the format or the syntax will be a h reference equals, give the URL and then give the text whatever you want to type here, then click on A. Okay, so this is the address. URL means uniform resource locator. I think we have already talked about this in the last session. Uniform resource locator. REF means reference, H is heading. Okay, this is the way you are going to use the link tags. And we have the image tag. Image tag means we give it as img. This is an empty tag. That means it doesn't have a start tag and the end tag. This is the only standalone tag. It is used for defining the image. It may contain attributes, that is the height, width of the picture that you want to keep. And we also use one more term, that is the SRC, that means the source. Where are you going to copy the image from? Okay, so the format is you are going to give it as img src, that means image source. Where are you going to copy it from? You have to give the complete address, URL. Okay, and then you give the attributes, that is give some name for this here. For example, we say image source equals C. It is present in C drive. In which folder it is present in my pictures. Okay, in the same way you have to give the complete name and also give the file name also, name dot, if it is BMP image or JPG image, what type are you using. And if you want attributes, as we said, what should be the width and what should be the height of the picture can also be specified here. Okay, these are the attributes that you can give. And the next tag is your HTML forms. What is this forms? Forms are a part of the web document. Forms are part of web document and it is used to edit and send data to the server. Okay, so and this HTML form can contain the like text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, etc. for the input elements. The tag that we are using for this is form, FORM form. It is used to create a HTML form. The format, as we said, is create this form, give whatever matter you want to, then close with form. Okay, and the next is your input element. So how are you going to input the elements into the form? So this is used to select the information from the user, and this input, whatever you're going to give, it may be in different types, ways. that depending upon the type of attribute that you are using. As we said, it may be a text field or a checkbox or a radio buttons, drop down list, etc. Now let us just go through some of the common input types. That is, the first one is your text fields. Okay, so it defines one line input field. It defines one line input field that an user can use to enter the text. The syntax is, just go for an example, form and then first name, and then we say input type equals text, name equals first name, and then BR. BR means break, go to the next line. So the last name, the same way, it is input type is text. Okay, single line. Input type is text, name equals last name, close. If you want, if you do not have anything else to go to the next line, you can stop. You need not give the break command, and then we close the form. So how will be the output here? It will be like first name, and it gives a box. Then last name, shows the box. So this last name is this, and whatever you are entering, that will appear in this box. Okay, so this is your text field. And in the same way, you have the password field. What are you going to do in the password field? The format or the syntax will be like input type equals password. Okay, so it defines the password field. Now, for example, we are going to give it as a form, then password, input type equals password, name equals, it's nothing but password. Then we close this. Now, how will be the output for this be? It will be like, so whatever you are giving here, that is password, and you have a box, and input type is password we have mentioned here, and so name is pwd. Whatever you are entering here, as we have declared it as a password, whatever the text you enter will be displayed as the asterisk symbol. It may be any other different format also. Okay, and the next type of input element is the radio buttons. Radio buttons means, that is the format will be like input type equals radio. Okay, so it defines a radio button. This button allows you to select only one option from a list of choices. That is, for example, we say a form, then input type equals radio, name equals combination, value equals, for example, PCMB, then PCMB, we give a break. And in the same way, next input type equals radio, name equals combination, value equals PCMC. If you are stopping here, you need not give the break command, and then we close the form. What will be the output? It will be like PCMB, PCMC. You can click on any one, either this or this. If you click PCMC, a radio button, this will be selected. Okay, and the next type of input field is your checkbox. So what happens in your checkbox? A box appears. So input type equals checkbox. This is the syntax for this. Now this defines a checkbox, and this allows the user to select either more than one or not even one, zero also options from a list of choices. So example, we give a form and then input type equals checkbox, name equals city, value equals city 1, and for example we say Bangalore. Then break. As we said, if you want to go to the next line, input type equals checkbox, name equals city 2, this is city 1, city 2, and then name equals city, value equals city 2, and then Mysore. Okay, we are not using anything else, so we are not giving the break command, and click on form. So what happens in this is you have the output will be like, you have a box Bangalore and you have a box Mysore. Select, click, checking. Okay, either this or it may be a X mark also. And the next input type element is your submit button. So this again you will be giving it as input type equals submit. What you are going to do here is, once you finish entering the form, you have to send the form or the data to the server. So the data is sent to the page specified in the form's action attribute. You'll have an action attribute, so it will send it over there. So file defined in this attribute does something so that the output is in whatever the matter is given is received. So the format is form name equals input action equals, example, if you are having the student details, okay, student details dot asp, and method is get, that is you are giving the input, it has to accept it. So in the example you have form and then we say username input type equals text, name equals user, okay, and then input type equals submit, value equals submit, and then form. Okay, so how does the output look like? Here the output will be like username and then the box. So if you type the matter in this and click on the submit button, the browser will send whatever input you have given to that page by the name of student details. In the same way, you have one more type of input elements, the selecting, that is your drop down list. So what happens in this drop down list is it creates the list using the given options. If you want to choose one option from the list, you can do this. So again, you are going to go for a HTML body, all those things will be given. Form action equals select name equals games, and then option value equals game 1, and this game 1 can be anything. Okay, this is the close of the option. Then again option value equals game 2, and then give the next option, and then option value equals game 3. Close the option. Okay, then close the select and then close the form, and then you will be going for your closing the body HTML, all those things. Now what will be the output be? You have a box here, and this you have chess, tennis and cricket. You can, if you have many other options also, you can go. There'll be this, you can either scroll upside or scroll downwards and select the choices that you want to. So this is these are the different types of inputting the elements into your forms. Okay, so let us end this session now and talk about how to create the tables in the next session. Thank you.